Hey, hey.
What up, kids?
How we doing? Welcome back. Yeah, I'm coming on in.
I see him coming in.
Yes. Happy Tuesday.
Mr.
So good
Devin,
to see
okay.
y'all.
What's happening? This is the last week of the camp.
It's the what, Mr. Griff?
It's the last week of the camp, but the best part about it is we giving away so many prizes and stuff on the last day. We're gonna have a daddy due day hair contest. It's all good.
Can't wait to see
Shereen
that.
and Maurice and Mr. Devin. We still praying for Mr. Devin. He's not feeling well. He should be better by the end of the week, according to the CDC.
Yes.
Mr. Nay. Mr. Nay, how you been? What did you do it's been a long time since we got up. What are you doing right now?
Man, it feels like I haven't seen you in forever, Mr. Griff. I am in the middle of rehearsal. We just filmed like a tiny desk concert. The cast did for the show that I'm in. They did very well, but they've learned 19 songs in 6 days. So their brain is like, yeah.
19 songs in 6 days is a lot. How you doing, Genesis, Olivia, and Caden? It's good to see y'all. So what I've been doing since the last time we was on, I was in Detroit over the weekend. I did Apostle Jackson's 36th church anniversary, and that was real fun. Me and my wife went to Detroit. It was actually in Plymouth, so it wasn't in Detroit, but it was Detroit-y. It was Detroit adjacent.
Ish.
But right now, I flew home to Dallas, Texas on Sunday night. Then I did the morning show Monday morning, and then I caught a flight to Atlanta. And right now, I am shooting a movie with Smoot Films that's going to be on BET. This is the production office.
Look at that.
Y'all can see. And we were shooting it outside. I'm actually still mic'd up, I think, so they can hear me. I got makeup on. Can y'all see my rouge? I got some makeup on, Mr.
Yes.
You look.
It's a nice glow, Mr. Griff. That's nice.
I don't like that, Mr. Knight. This is for TV, but
it makes you look fantastic. Everyone can use a little touch up, right?
So, Mr. Nay, with this being our last week, and we're gonna have so much fun today. How are you feeling? If you, Mr. Nay, if you could be an insect, what insect would you be? An insect, not an animal.
Okay.
Thank you, Olivia. They said we like the glow, Mr. Griff.
See? The compliments left and right. I love being in motion. I would say like a butterfly, especially because up close, they are terrifying. Have you ever seen a butterfly up close?
You're right.
The wings are gorgeous, and then they're like, hello.
Funny looking, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I think if I was an insect, and as bad as this might sound, I really might be a roach.
And tell us why, please.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because roaches don't die when you spray Raid on them. They can go underwater for 41 minutes, and roaches survive in a nuclear holocaust. So a roach is here. A roach ain't going nowhere. A roach got longevity. I'm going for my longevity tonight. I want to be, or a spider. I like spiders.
See, that's the only insect, well, it's an arachnid, that I'm just kind of scared of. I try to, like, if I see a bug, I will usher it outside. But a spider, why do you have so many legs? Where are you going in such a hurry? No, thank you. So spiders, boop, boop, boop.
I let spiders live. I let spiders live in the house because they take care of the little bugs.
That's it.
Yeah, when they just be dropping down when you watching TV, I light them on fire. Don't do that, spider. I let you live.
Don't do that, y'all.
Coexisting, and now you just want to watch TV? No, it's not gonna happen. So what kind of bug would you guys be if you could be a bug? It's a lot of butterflies. It's a lot of spiders. You know what else is a good bug? An ant. An ant be working. An ant can lift. Oh, a ladybug.
They can hold a lot. Mm-hmm. Oh, a scorpion.
A scorpion is technically insect. So that's a good one too. Yes. They don't bother nobody until they bother a dragonfly.
Now, I have never heard of a bombardier
The bombardier beetle or the big
Bombardier,
beetles with
Bombardier.
they look like rhinoceroses in the front. They real.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's a good one, Kyle.
A
That's
black
a really good one.
widow spider. Ooh,
A black widow
yes.
spider. Way to be specific with the red hourglass at the bottom.
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, so look, guys,
Good
this is
answers.
our last week. We're gonna have so much fun this week.
We are.
If you've been doing your homework and turning in assignments and posting them, or going to @Walker Theatre, even though it's theater, Walker Theatre online. They're gonna post your stuff. We've been having homeworks. Last time we were all together, we were playing that game with the barrels. Did you see?
Yes.
I was online and I did. I think I did it 28, 31 times. Did you do it, Mr. Nay?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. And you all, this is what you don't do. You don't do what Mr. Nay did. Mr. Nay was trying, which is a good thing. But then Mr. Nay got really frustrated. And Mr. Nay, I don't know if you saw when Mr. Nay was like, that's when Mr. Nay got really frustrated.
Mr. Nay checked out. Mr. Nay checked out when they said you got to bring your subject to the enter and then the puzzle. Mr. Nay was like this. My favorite part was the lady who was getting mad because we were saying she wasn't good at her own game. Remember, she was good. I said I play board games. I got 300 board games.
Y'all were going in on her.
Genesis said she deleted
her. Oh, no, Genesis.
You got other chances to win stuff, man.
Yeah.
Let's go over the rules real quick. We got a real special guest. We all know the rules. Last week, rule number 1.
Boom, already on it. You got it.
Genesis, pay attention. Rule number 1. Rule number 2. I'm going to help. That's ask questions in the chat.
Rule SJ.
1, pay attention. Rule number 2, ask questions in the chat. Rule number 3. Don't be this guy.
Good, Genesis. Good tonight.
Mama, don't be him. Come prepared. And rule number 4, the most important rule out of the 4. What is it? Y'all know. We got pay attention, ask questions in the chat, come prepared. And rule number 4 is be respectful.
Good.
How about that? Mr. Nay, tell them who's going to be with us today and what are we going to do this last week at the Madam Walker Legacy Center Summer Institute 2022. Virtual Summer Institute. Free Summer Institute. You got to put in this right.
Free. So you guys, another fantastic session for you today. All right. So week 1, we started off with humanities, right? Humanities and philanthropy. Week 2, we bopped on over to arts and culture, right? We were dancing, we had poetry. Week number 3, it was all about self-empowerment, right? How you can start your own podcast, how you can build your own video game. And this week, for our final week, it's all about science and technology. We kind of started it on Thursday.
We kind of started it last week, right?
Right? But this week, we are going to really do a deep dive into it. And it's all about empowering yourself as well. So today's guest is Mr. Kenneth Allen. One of the cool things that he told me was that he was a child entrepreneur. So he started this when he was right around your guys' age, right? And so he's a businessman. I've seen his name so many places in our city, y'all. I mean, it is everywhere, right? And he's going to tell you today all about being in business, how to start your businesses, how you can get out in there and do it. Mr. Griff, you have your church finger up.
Yep, before we before we bring them on, let me shout out our sponsors. The Madam Walker Summer Institute is supported by the Lilly Endowment Incorporated, the Indianapolis Foundation, the Christelle DeHaan Family Foundation, Central Indiana Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, the Arts Council, and the City of Indianapolis. And let me just say this right again. Lilly Endowment Incorporated. How about that? The Indianapolis Foundation. So it's a lot of great people that came together to make sure you guys could have this free virtual camp. But man, let's clap for our guests, y'all. Y'all know how we bring on our guests. Bring them on, Mr. Nay. And then y'all
Introducing
go in there.
Mr. Yes, let's hear it for Mr. Kenneth Allen. Put it in the chat. Hey, hey, hey.
So Ken, you see all the can't understand letters, dog? That's the
Yeah.
standing
That's our
ovation.
applause.
That is. That's the applause.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Day. Thank you, Professor Griff. Thank you, Madam Walker. Huge shout out to our sponsor for making this possible. I'm just excited and thrilled to be back with you all again this year. I'm assuming that I did such a horrible job last year that you guys are gonna give me another chance to make it right this year. So I appreciate the opportunity to get it right this year, man. Shout out to all of our participants that are on today. Let's go ahead and get some chat score. If you could describe how you're feeling right at this very moment, using one word, what would be the one word that describes how you feeling? I'll kick it off. I'll say mine, but everybody else, you can put yours in the chat. I am excited. That's my word for today. Let's see how everybody's feeling, where everybody's at.
Wonderful. That's mine. I feel wonderful.
Happy. Awesome. I love it.
Happy. I'm
Energized. Interesting.
Energized.
Energized.
Man, I love it. You almost back, Debbie. You almost back, man.
Tired.
Amazing. Tired. Yeah. Real feeling, real talk. Appreciate the realness.
Absolutely. We can all feel that way sometimes.
You can all feel tired sometimes. That's right. And don't feel guilty about feeling tired either. You can feel tired. It's fine.
Absolutely.
And amazing and awesome.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank you. Cool. Hey.
Well, listen.
So we want to hear everything about you being a child entrepreneur and then growing up. And man, what age were you when you were like, I need my own money? I'm sick of asking for ice cream money and ain't nobody got it.
Absolutely. Let me just jump right in and see if I can share my screen real quick, and we'll kick it off.
You guys have seen that. You all have seen that building before.
We know that building.
Can you all see it okay?
Yes, it's perfect.
Awesome.
There we go.
Kenneth Businessman Allen. So Griff asks, when did I start my first business? I'll never forget it. I was about 12 years old and I just was outside kicking in one day. And I said, I got to figure out how to make some money. My mother was a single parent trying to take care of 3 children. And I'm like, I got to figure out something to do. I thought about cutting grass, but we didn't have no lawnmower, so that went out the building. I thought about, selling candy, and I really liked candy. I really did well on all the school fundraisers that made us sell candy. I always maxed out and was able to get the biggest prize.
You talking about like world's finest chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah, world's finest chocolate.
World's finest chocolate got so many kids whooping.
We've done it. Been there.
Lost the money, ate the candy. Parents had to come to the school.
the whole nine. So what I did, I took my allowance. I got in advance of my allowance. At that time, it was only $10 a week, and I took that to the dollar store. And I just bought up a whole bunch of candy. I was then able to sell that candy to my friends in the neighborhood, and I made $20. So I took that same $10 and flipped it immediately. I said, well, this is pretty good. So I said, let me do it again. So I took that $20, about $20 worth of candy. Then I had $40. I was like, oh, this second week is doing pretty good. So I became such a good salesman at candy that I finally convinced my grandfather, who had a garage that he wasn't utilizing, like, can I actually open up a store in your garage? And we'll talk about this a little bit in the presentation, but location. My candy store was literally between my childhood church, which was next door, and the elementary school. What better place?
You overwinning. So now you got the Saints who just want to pay you because you ain't out there bothering nobody. Look at it. Look at little Kenny. Look at little Kenny selling candy. Give me 2 M&Ms and a Snicker, and I don't need it.
That's it.
and so that morphed into a whole bunch of opportunities. I was able to provide some summer jobs for my friends. Their very first summer job, we were doing community and economic development. As teenagers, didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? And so what that led me was an opportunity to really go share my story and actually how I became an entrepreneur with other young people. I remember being in class at Gary Roosevelt High School, shout out to Roosevelt, and some teachers and some administrators came to me and said, hey, listen, Would you like to go to Orlando, Florida for a couple of days and you'll become certified entrepreneurship instructor? We'll pay you a stipend. We'll pay for your flight. You'll get a chance to go to Disneyland or Disney World.
Oh, wow.
And you'll be excused from school. I said, I ain't never left Gary. Sign me up. Yeah, y'all give me some money.
Right.
Little
and Disneyland?
Little did I know that I will become the youngest certified entrepreneurship instructor in the country by a company called Kids Way at that time. Fast forward, man, and tell you how God works. 10 years later, I was able to buy that company, and which is a curriculum company. And now I've been using that curriculum from some 26 years now, teaching other young people.
Wait a minute. Let's stop that real quick. We don't want to just gloss over that. So you went to Disney World that's happened to be having this conference at the same time. You became the youngest entrepreneur instructor. Everybody was grown-ups there, and here you are, this little kid, this teenager. And then 10 years later, you bought the business?
Bought the company.
Wow.
Correct.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Full circle moment, nothing but God. Wow. And so as a result, what I found myself doing was a lot of organizations couldn't afford for me to come out and share. And so I started a not-for-profit foundation, the Kenneth Foundation for Entrepreneurship, to really encourage other young people like those that are on the call to really understand that you can start your business at 13, at 12, at 5, whenever you have an idea, a concept that you're willing to put all your energy and all your effort into, you can become that entrepreneur. And so we'll talk about the process on how to get there. But that's my story in a nutshell. I always think it's important for you to understand who's speaking to you, and so that you can understand the message and what they're bringing to you today.
We love it.
Yeah.
So you was a kid and you was about that life.
That was me. That was me as a CEO of the candy store.
Come on with the suit.
Mm-hmm. About the business.
A Value City special.
All right.
But yeah, that's a picture of my little candy store back in my grandfather's garage. And Prominent Magazine is just a couple of businesses that I've owned over the years. Young Business is the company that certified me to teach entrepreneurship, which I now own. So I want to go into this video real quick. I think we were able to play it. Let me stop sharing for just a second, because it'll really set the tone for our conversation today.
Okay. Kids, you have any questions? Christy says she loved the suit when you was a little fella.
Yes. You dress for the job that you want.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So let me share again.
If you've ever thought of starting a business, put it in the chat. Like maybe you can teach, maybe you know how to crochet or knit, and your friends want to learn how to make like outfits, or maybe you like really know how to play, I don't know, a game, you know?
Yeah, no, that's good what you said about the game. If you're good at a video game, you could teach other kids how to play. My daughter she make graphics for people on their phones. Like they send her videos and pictures, and she makes a nice little thing and she charges them.
Wow. And I see a couple people in the chat. We'll watch this video and then we'll get to your answers. Thank you.
All right, let's run the video. You can't hear it.
Just a couple of audio issues, but I saw cooking. I can paint and play.
Yeah, I can paint and play. I like that.
It looks like it's
millions of dollars.
What about
How
now?
do you receive $1,000
There we go.
1 year old? I said it's really simple. You have to find what God put you here to do. The two most important times in anyone's life is when we were born and when we find out why we were born. What did God put you here to do? How many of you know what God put you here to do? We got some hands, good. I had a guy, he was 75 years old. He called and he cussed me out. He said, "Forward, Greg." I said, "Yes." He said, "I've been working all my da-da-da life." That was the cuss words. President Harding cuss. "I've been working all my da-da-da life. And why is it that you have money for and I don't? I'm 75 years old. I said, because, sir, you have to find what God put you here to do. The richest place in the world is the cemetery. Why? Because many of us have so many gifts. We're trying to be the next this person or that person. Be the next you, because everybody else is taken. You have dreams. You have seeds of greatness within you. You have the power to do anything you want to do, but you got to put your mind in action. So as I went on to tell this guy, he said, I know what God put me here to do. So I said, okay, to the 75-year-old. I said, what did God put you here to do? He said, I'm a singer. I said, okay, well, sing. He started to sing. I listened. I listened some more. I listened to him sing some more. I said, sir, you're not a singer. Shut it down. Don't do that no more. Or as my grandma would say, she said, what that boy say years ago, lean back? Lean back. I said, yeah, grandma, lean back. So yeah, I told him, I said, you have to stop that. I said, because that's not what God put you here to do. So if you want to find what God put you here to do, ask yourself 3 questions. First question, what comes easy to me but harder to other people? These are the 3 questions you have to ask yourself. What comes easy to me but harder to other people? What do I mean by that? What is it that you're good at doing that can't nobody else do? What is it that you're good at doing that nobody else can do it just like you? That's the first question. He's already ready to tell me. Second question. What would I do and do it for free? What would I do and do it for free? I'll take the whole bag. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. What would I do and do it for free? That's a tricky question, because how many of you know at least one adult that hates their job? And if you work for the university, keep your hands down. Here's the problem. Many times we grow up and we hate our jobs. That's a decision we made. When I say, what did God put you here to do? That's what's going to make you the smartest, the wealthiest, and the best in the world at what you do. What do I mean? Okay. How many of you have dogs? Okay. How many of you like dogs? Okay. Let me ask you all a question. Do dogs like bones? Dogs don't like bones. They like steak. They settle for bones. That's all they can get out of life. So you have to ask yourself every day, what am I settling for? Don't get into a job that you hate. Dream big. There are 196,940,000 square miles to the planet Earth. Possibility and opportunity is everywhere, but you have to see it. You have to step up and get ready for your success. Third question. This one's important. Giving back. How can I give back? No matter what you do, because we have a lot of Black people in high places looking down on the Black people in low places. My grandmother taught me you should never look down on anyone unless you're pulling them back up. And that's your responsibility as a brother, is to pull your brother with you. There's space and there's room for all of us to walk into the door. That's what President Barack Obama did. By him becoming president, he made sure to give back to us.
All right, that video was heavy, very powerful packed, but there are 3 questions that really stuck out that I really want us to concentrate for our time that we have together. The first question, Dr. Farr Gray, who was also a childhood entrepreneur, he did much better than I did. He made his first million when he was 13 years of age, retired his mom and his grandmother at 13 years of age.
What was he selling?
He had, by that time, he was selling strawberry vanilla syrup, and he took it to market and was able to sell that company for $1.3 million to a food distribution company.
When he was 13?
13.
I love how there's no age limit. I love how if you got the idea, if you can think of it, if you can figure it out, Because right now, I was watching these little kids watching YouTube, and it's a 6 or 7 year old girl. That girl a millionaire. She just playing with toys. She just play with toys and watch, and other kids watch her play with toys. She don't even talk to the camera. She just be sitting there going, hello,
wait on the next check to come in.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the first question Dr. Gray pointed out, these questions can be found in this book, Millionaire, 9 Steps to Becoming Rich from the Inside Out, is what comes easy to you but harder to others? What is it that you just enjoy doing? Put it in the chat. Some of us is drawing, some of us is singing,
being funny.
Some of us is being funny, some of us is rapping, some of us it's doing clothes.
Piano for tonight.
Can you play today?
I do. That's what I do for a living.
Oh, awesome.
And guess what Mr. Griff could play on the old phone? Mary had a little lamb on the phone. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3.
Got it.
2, 3, 6, 6.
The second question Dr. Gray says is that, what is it that you would do for free? For some of us, we can talk on the phone all day long. We can play video games. We can play with toys. What is it that you enjoy doing so much that, I mean, you would enjoy being paid for it, but you just do it because you love it? Put it in the chat for us.
I can't believe they pay me to talk. I'm
kind of cool.
I still walk away when nobody's around and just go cry in a corner and be like, man, I want to be a comedian since I was 3 and they still paying me to talk.
Man.
Ooh, working in an animal sanctuary, poetry. I saw some gymnastics.
Oh, that's stuff that they would do for free. Wow. Playing with my dogs.
Playing Fortnite.
Yep.
Playing
Those
with dolls. Good. Fantastic.
I like the animal sanctuary too. That's a really good one.
Playing with your sisters. So seems like you're a good communicator.
I want to be charged to play with my family members. I want to get paid. I need money.
So that's not for Mr. Griff, right? For
others, I need money about you.
Up front. Run me my check.
And then the last question he asked is, how can you be of service? How can you give back? We should all be ashamed to die without making a contribution back to society, back to the world. To whom much is given, much is absolutely required. And one of the greats of our time once said that service is the rent that we pay to occupy space on earth. And
That's good.
So it's one thing to be successful, to make a lot of money, to have popularity, but at the end of the day, how have you been able to help mankind? Because if you have a BS, which is a bachelor degree, if you don't do nothing to help your brothers and sisters, it's just BS. If you go back and get an MS and you're not doing anything to help your brothers or sisters, it's just more the same, more BS. And if you decide to go get a PhD and you're not doing anything to help your brothers and sisters, it's just pound high and deep BS and MS. And so we have to make sure that no matter what level of success we obtain in life, we are able to really help one another and reach back and improve mankind.
That's good. I feel like the Madam Walker Legacy Center is allowing me and Mr. Nay to help other people. So and to meet people like you, Mr. Kenneth, because I'm infatuated by people who learn how to flip money when they was 12 and 10. I'm trying to be funny. When I was a kid, you was trying to make some money. I ain't even put it together until years later, like, I could be funny and get money. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm having a little technical difficulty, so just bear with me. I'm trying to get the presentation back up.
Great, okay.
Technology won't let me be great.
Mr. Nay, what would you do for free forever?
Something with the arts. I love theater. I love just the different jobs you can have in theater. You can be on stage, you can be behind stage, like stage management or crew. If you're doing musical theater, you can be under the stage in the pit. You can conduct people. I would do all of that for free. What would you do, Mr. Griff? And I know talking is one of them, and comedy is another one. Is there anything else that you might do for free?
I'm an author as well, so I wrote a book for moms raising sons from the perspective of a son raised by his 15-year-old mother. And what I did is I sat with curriculum writers and we derived a lot of things from the book and turned them into different curriculums, and we're using that overseas. And so I do a few things, Mr. Knight.
Couple of things. I love that. And that's kind of been a through line or an idea that we've been having since the beginning of the Summer Institute, right? You can start with one thing, but you don't have to stay there.
The branches.
Exactly. My mom used to always call it being well-rounded. I'm sure other people's parents and guardians and trusted adults might have said that to you as well. But my mom was like, hey, you are going to play piano for the rest of your life, but here are some other things that you might be interested in. And if I didn't like them, you go to something else. So if you like cooking, Olivia loves cooking, she can start with that, but she can continue with, I'm just throwing these out, but maybe she can continue with gymnastics, right? We have people who love playing Fortnite. Maybe you start there, but then you learn how to code.
And you become a developer because you like the game so much.
Right. So that's how, as you grow older, you can find things that you really like doing and find things that you like doing that can also bring you some sort of income. But you don't have to, everything doesn't have to be for pay. Some things you just do for free, like Mr. Allen was telling us about.
So what's in a business plan? What's the purpose of a business plan? Let me hear some shouts in the chat. What do you think the purpose of an actual business plan is?
Have you ever heard of a business plan? And you can tell us, let us know. Yes, I have. No, what is that?
I think the purpose of a business plan is so everybody won't sit and hear your long idea without you just talking and talking and talking. You can put it on some paper and make it easy. And some people, and this is what I learned. If you can't write a business plan, find you somebody who can write a business plan. Because people want to see business plans.
That's
and
it.
You may not be the one who can do it, but find somebody who loves to do business plans and stuff.
Yes.
All right, I think I finally got it back up. Can you all see that chat?
Yes.
All right, let me see if I can get it in presentation mode.
Somebody said their business plan is to have, what they say?
A YouTube career.
Yeah,
so that's what you would like to get into,
So your business plan, you got to write it out. How you going to do it? You're going to need a computer. You're going to need some lights. You're going to need a camera. Get your business plan together. How much you're going to make a month. Who you going to advertise with. What kind of sponsors can you get. It don't sound like a lot in the beginning, but it is.
Absolutely. And one of the purposes of business plan is I've always heard that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. A business is a working, living document. There is no business, no brand that we love or enjoy, support that does not have a business plan that they're constantly reevaluating, looking at a year after seeing how they can grow and scale their business. So I always tell people business plan could be a document that's 30 pages. I've written a business plan literally on an airplane napkin. Obviously, I didn't keep it. I changed the format when I was able to get back to my computer, but I don't want people to be intimidated with, you got to have all the nuts and the bolts and the ducks in a row. It just gives you an opportunity to get your ideas out of your head onto the paper and put some parameters in place so that you can be successful and have a plan on how to reach that success. So, talked about the purpose. Why do you need a plan? Mr. Griff touched on this as well. You need a plan, one, because sometimes you have an idea that you may not necessarily have enough resources saved up. You may not have all the things that you need to launch that business. And so you want to begin to look at investors, whether those are strategic investors, angel investors, which or even co-owners in your business. You want to be able to show how this business will be successful, how you can make a profit, how you will sustain a business, and how you can actually have the cash flow going. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years. A lot of times simply because they have a great idea, but they don't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. My ROTC, my high school ROTC teacher told me this. He said, prior planning plus proper practice prevents poor performance. Prior planning plus proper practice.
Peter Piper picked a peck. Okay.
Alliteration. I love that. All those P's. Can we have that one more time?
Yeah, we need that one more time so we can put it in the chat.
Yes.
Prior planning plus proper practice prevents poor performance. So the more you plan, the more you practice, you're setting yourself up for success. I think there's a hand raised. Go ahead, Joy. Joy has a question.
Or you could just put it in the chat.
Prior planning plus proper practice prevents poor performance. Turtles by the seashell, shells, seashells.
It's a great tongue twister.
Has a business plan. Facebook has a business plan. Instagram, Snapchat, Google, Nike, Jordan, Walmart, they all have plans. And they don't just stick to the plan that they have. They modify it, they adjust it, they make the necessary changes they need to keep up with society and keep up with the culture. The same has to be for your business plan. It's a living, breathing document that you go to and make adjustments as you see needed to make those adjustments. So in business, you have primarily 3 different types of businesses. The first business, which is sole proprietorship. That is what I had when I had my candy store. Anybody want to take a stab at what is a sole proprietorship? Put it in the chat. What do you think a sole proprietorship is?
Sole, S-O-L-E.
Let's have a contest of just spelling proprietorship.
But use that first word, soul. That might help you.
And not inside deep.
Not the shoes. Olivia and Kaden, I think you're on the right path.
Awesome. So I'll tell you, sole proprietorship means one owner, exclusive owner. So my candy store, I made all the decisions. I was what they sometimes refer to, some people heard the term CEO, which is Chief Executive Officer or President, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, COO, Chief Operating Officer. When I had my candy store and I was a sole proprietor, I was the OOO. What is the OOO? That's the only operating officer. So I took out the trash, I did payroll, I worked the cash register, I did stock, everything. And so when you're starting off as a business, sometimes you have to be the jack of all trades. At a certain point, though, you want to be able to master a trade. And so then you have to be able to allocate or do consultants. Professor Griff said, listen, if you don't know how to write a business plan, find somebody that does. If you're not good at talking to people, selling your product, you need to hire somebody that is good. If you're good at baking, stick to baking. Let somebody else do that. You always want to staff to your weakness in a business. The other type of business you have is partnership. And so you have a variety of different partnerships, but a partnership in a nutshell is 2 or more people. It could be 3 people, it could be 6 people, it could be 16 people. And a lot of times when you don't have all the resources that you need and you really want to do something big, it's cool to partner with people that have a like-minded idea. And again, they have something at the table that you don't have. So you guys come together to create that success. And lastly, corporation. So sole proprietor, 1 owner, partnership, 2 or more, and a corporation has many owners. So Young Biz, which I talked about, I bought when I was 25, that's a corporation. So it has multiple owners within the business. So those are your 3 major types of business. So whenever you're deciding to start a business, these typically fall into one of these categories. Either it's going to be a sole proprietorship, meaning that it's just you make all the shots, you in charge, you the CEO, you the OOO, etc. You the CFO, you everything, you the salesperson. Partnership is you and somebody else, potentially maybe 3 or 4, however many people you all decide. And then a corporation, of course, has many owners. All right. Also, people talk about non-for-profit business. So that is also a business. Some people have great ideas and they really want to give back. And you can start a non-for-profit, but the whole reason a nonprofit exists is to go to that 3rd question that Dr. Gray asks. How can you be of service? How can you give back? What is it that you want to contribute to society to make society better? And so I'll support people in whatever decision they want to make. If they want to go for-profit and or not-for-profit, there are opportunities for both to exist. All right, background information on the types of businesses. So you have a manufacturer. Anybody know what a manufacturer is? What is a manufacturer? What type of business is that? What do manufacturers do?
Like Amazon. They make stuff,
things.
right? Like, so even if they make cars, Ford and Chrysler and people who made this water bottle right here.
Manufacturer, yep.
Jeans, clothes, anything.
Making stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's exactly what a manufacturer is. What about a wholesaler? What is a wholesaler?
And when I think of wholesale, I think of the really, really big stores like a Costco or a Sam's Club. Am I in the right area?
I think of wholesale. I think of flea markets and knockoffs. And a dude got a box off a truck. Wink, wink.
Okay, so they're on the corner selling a bunch of things. I have that right around the corner from my house. A grocery store. Now, would a grocery store be a wholesaler, Mr. Allen?
Nope. So a wholesaler, you were on a point when you said like Sam's and Costco. So a wholesaler is somebody that buys in bulk directly from the manufacturer, and as a result, their whole existence is typically to sell to businesses so that business can sell to consumers. And so wholesalers typically get a great deal because they're no middleman. You know, if they got Nikes, they're buying it directly from Nikes. If they have, Cheetos, they're buying it directly from the Cheetos factory. And so they're able to get a greater deal because they're buying so much in bulk. And then they typically sell it to business owners who then sell it to.
So the beauty supply places, wholesalers, because they got all the wigs and the weaves and the bundles and the bangs and the
they're typically retail, which is the next type of business. So, so your grocery stores, your Macy's, your Nike, your Kohl's, those are your retailers. Those are your retail stores. And then the other type of business that you have is a service provider. So what will be an example of a service business? So we talked about wholesalers, we talked about manufacturers. Is that nails? Get your nails done? Yep. What about the trim? I see Griff got makeup on. People that do makeup.
Hey, I'm doing it.
It's beautiful. You're handsome and beautiful. Okay. So I saw a couple of people in the chat. I think when we were talking about wholesaler, I saw like Kroger or a grocery store or anything like that. That would be more of a retailer, right? So a big store, like, or let's say you're looking for a bunch of cereal. Yeah. So a wholesaler would have a bunch of boxes of cereal and they would sell it to a retailer, which would be your store, like your Kroger, your Marsh. We don't even have Marsh anymore, but a smaller place where you can buy the single individual products. So you have wholesaler who has a bunch of cereal and a retailer will sell you one box of cereal. Is that correct?
That is correct. So always think of a wholesaler is whoever Kroger or Macy's or whatever store you go to.
What about the dude that sell watches at the barber shop? Who is he?
That's the bootleg man.
We love him.
So that's not on there.
Mess around, get a whole PlayStation. You get an Xbox, but it'll be a box with just an X on
it. Nothing in the box.
Well, nothing. You be mad when you get home. They got the real box, but when you go home, it'll be a sorry 2600.
Oh.
So when you're writing a business plan, once you have identified the type of business that you want to have, the type of structure you want to have, you obviously want to register with the appropriate entities, depending on where you are. It may be the Secretary of State. It may be the local clerk's office for the county in which you live in. And then you want to begin to gather information on potential customers. Everybody on here probably has filled out a survey for some restaurant, some product. You bought something, they get all the information. Well, the reason they gather the information is because they want to know as much about you as possible, because the more they know about you, the more they can sell to you. And that's what you want to do as a business owner. You want to know almost any possible data and information. What type of hair color do they have? Are they educated? Are they uneducated? How old are they? How much money do they make? How often do they make purchases? Because the more information you have on your consumer and your customer, the more you can sell a variety of things to them. And so the first step in writing that business plan is identifying who your market is and who your customers are going to be, and really understanding how to target that specific market. If you are trying to attract young people to your business, you may not want to run an ad on Facebook. You may not want to put an ad in the newspaper because that market does not engage with that type of media. And so the more you can understand and the more information you know about your customer, you know how to really, really relate and understand and sell to them. So always understand your market. But then two, don't be afraid to study your competitors. People that are doing it either the same thing and maybe sometimes better. If you think McDonald's don't study Burger King, you're absolutely inaccurate. KFC studies Popeyes. They learn from each other and they try to be and remain competitive. So market, what does marketing mean? It means advertising, but it's more than advertising. It's understanding your market and having a plan, a master marketing plan. So when you are writing the business plan, one of the separate plans that you want to have a part of that is an actual marketing plan. How are you going to reach and interact the customers that you want to reach? That is a plan in itself. Oftentimes people have great products, have great services, but if nobody knows about your product, nobody knows about your service, how in the world can you reach them and how can you sell them? So you want to have a plan that allows you to be able to interact with your customers. How am I doing on time, people?
You are doing well. We have about 5 more minutes.
Okay, awesome. So marketing strategy includes advertising. I talked about that. You want to have a master marketing plan. That's a separate plan from your business plan, but it's definitely a part of your plan.
Y'all saw me getting a touch up. I was getting a touch up just now. I gotta go back on camera as soon as it's over.
Time management, particularly when you're talking about being a child entrepreneur. I had to balance my time between sports, church activities, other extracurricular activities I did. And so for me, I wasn't able to run my business, my candy store every day of the week because I was so involved in other things at school. So I utilized the weekends pretty much to run my business Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then in the summertime, we were able to go 7 days a week. But you have to really understand and make sure that you allocate time management. You have to think about your homework. You have to think about what sports you want to play. You have to think about what other activities and clubs that you're already engaged in. If you participate in your church or your mosque, how will that affect the time that you have to really run your business? A lot of people fail at this because they don't realize the time that it takes to be successful and making sure that you allocate time. I don't care who you are, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, President of the United States, we all only have 24 hours in a day. How we utilize those 24 hours in a day is really up to us. And so you want to make sure that you cut or carve out time to work on your business when you're developing your business. When you actually have your business, you want to make sure that you actually carved out time to run, to manage, and maintain your business. So time management is very important. And time is the one resource and one asset that you can't save. You can't like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 hours up in the bank. No, time, you either use it or you lose it. So always remember that when it comes to running your business. I know we get close on time, and so I really want to make sure that the last few minutes I can really dive into some of the questions that you all may have that may have came up in the chat. So if we have any questions, I want to go ahead and take a look at the questions that came in the chat just about business, but that is the nuts and bolts really of a business plan, understanding what type of structure that you want to have, understanding how to market your business, understanding that you have to allocate time to your business. Most importantly, I think what I want to circle back to is the questions that Dr. Gray asked at the beginning of the video. What comes easy to me, harder to others? What is it that I would do for free? And how can I be of service? I think once you can effectively articulate and answer those questions, all the other stuff, the nuts and bolts of a business plan become very simplistic and very easy because you identified your purpose. What comes easy to me, harder to others? What is it that I would do for free? And how can I be of service? How can I give back?
Great. Thank you so much. And we're sending it to the parents, all of the questions with parents and guardians and everyone, all the questions that Mr. Kenneth has just asked us, okay? And as well as, there's a couple of things in the chat as well, okay? Yes, we have a lot of really, really good information, especially if you already have those ideas in your mind, which we know you do. We know y'all have tons of ideas, right? So this could be something that could start here, but could take you into the stratosphere, right? So I really encourage you all, definitely do this homework. Give us your ideas. Well, really give of your ideas. You're not giving them to us. Give us your ideas. Let's see what kind of business plan you have. And then Mr. Griff, once he is finished, he can chat a little bit about the prizes that we'll be giving away, right? Yeah. Okay. So, and just, well, while I'll go ahead and do this, right? So we have a couple of prizes that are coming at the end. Number one, it's from here's the criteria. Make sure you are submitting your artwork, your dance videos, your poetry, any and everything that you all have created over these past 4 weeks, right? Number two, if you have perfect attendance. Ooh, yeah. And number three, the business plan. The business plan. We cannot wait. I'm telling you, I bet we're going to find like the coolest ideas we haven't even heard of.
I know, but not only are they great ideas, but people last year, they got money. They were sent gift cards. They were giving prizes. Like, all you got to do is.
That's it.
Pay attention.
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all this amazing information
I'll give it up for Mr.
inspiration.
Kenneth. Show him love, Mr. Kenneth. Love, love, love.
All the love for Mr. Kenneth. Thank you so much. Mr. Griff, you go ahead and close us on out.
All right, kids. We want you to have an amazing day. Go have some fun. Go outside. Go look at something really cool. Remember, only one who can mess your day up is you. So if you're not going to mess your day up, why are you going to let somebody else mess your day up? How about that? Go be great. Go be awesome. We will see you guys tomorrow. It's only 2 days left. It's only 2 days left. But we're going to make the most out of those 2 days. Mr. Kenneth, we'll see you again, my friend. Mr. Nay, back to the acting for both of us. How about that?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you all so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
1,000 out of 1,000 from Joy.
Love it.